My child, my beloved, listen closely to me, because what I am about to say is no coincidence. Heaven has been observing you, and the voice reaching you right now is not of this earth. There is something you did, something you thought no one saw, yet God witnessed it. And today, on this very day, October 26th, His silence has ended. Before you read any further, take a slow breath, for this message is not meant to break you. It is meant to awaken you. The divine never repeats itself without purpose. When heaven speaks once, the wise tremble and listen. My child, tune your heart to heaven's whisper. Stay joined to the light, for in this hour only those who continue listening will be led through the storm that has already begun. You may think this is only a message, but it is a calling. You have been chosen, not by accident, but by divine purpose. For days, your guardian angels tried to reach you through dreams, through strange feelings, through frustrating delays, through sudden quietness that made you uneasy. Yet you ignored it. You brushed off those gentle warnings, and now heaven can wait no more. God is not furious because He despises you. He is stirred because you forgot who you truly are. You are light, yet you allowed darkness to sit beside you. You are chosen, yet you questioned your own value. You were meant to walk in truth, yet lately you've walked in fear. The mistake you made wasn't minor, my beloved. It wasn't just in your words or actions, it began in your heart. You let despair whisper that you were alone while the entire heaven stood with you. You believed the falsehood that your time had ended when heaven was preparing your greatest miracle. Do you feel that chill right now? That's not fear, it's recognition. Your spirit knows this truth belongs to you. The angels are assembled even as I speak. I, Michael, the one who guards the gates of battle, have been granted permission to uncover what was hidden. Today, a record has been opened bearing your name, not for judgment, but for remembrance. For every tear you shed in silence, for every prayer whispered in pain, each one was written down. But the moment your faith began to fade, the balance started to shift. God's anger, my dear one, is not a curse, it is correction. He is not punishing you. He is drawing you back before you undo what He was building for you. You've stood too close to a shadow that disguises itself as friendship. You trusted one who smiled before you but carried jealousy in their breath. And though heaven sent dreams and signs you refused to see, you excused their behavior. You told yourself, perhaps I'm imagining it. But you were not mistaken. The danger is nearer than you realize. You must not delay this time, for one more hesitation could cost you the blessing already on its way. God says, enough of hiding. It's time to face what you already know deep within. The same hand pretending to help you has already tried to stop what belongs to you. The same voice that calls you dear in public has spoken your name in mockery behind closed doors. But listen carefully. Heaven will not allow them to prevail. That is why I am here now commanding you to open your spirit and hear me. Within the next 7 days, the truth will surface. A circumstance will arise where masks will fall. You won't need to accuse anyone. God Himself will uncover them. Do not fear what is revealed. Fear only missing the moment of revelation. You cried, Lord, why are you silent? And now the silence shatters with thunder. You prayed for an answer, but what approaches is more than an answer. It's a turning. Everything once stuck will begin to shift, yet it won't move until you return to obedience. My child, my beloved, I need you to feel the gravity of this moment. This has nothing to do with superstition. It's about alignment. Heaven's order functions through timing, and your time has reached its limit. You can no longer stand on both sides, light and darkness, faith and fear, surrender and control. When I say God is angry, it does not mean He hates you. It means He loves you too deeply to let you keep destroying yourself. There are blessings tied to your name that demons have worked hard to postpone. They know if you rise again, everything around you will shift. They know the authority in your voice when you pray. They know your touch carries healing. They recognize that your faith disrupts their plans, so they attempted to divert you using guilt. They made you dwell on your flaws rather than on your faith, and it succeeded. Until now. Because now, heaven has stepped in. This message is heaven's final attempt to rescue you from the fire before your miracle is passed on to another. Don't say, "I'll think about it." Don't say, "Maybe some other time." Later no longer exists on heaven's schedule. This is the moment of choice. Right now, as you read these words, two directions lie in front of you. One leads to restoration, the other leads to regret. One path brings back everything you thought was lost. The other seals the door for years, and heaven is watching to see which way you turn. If your heartbeat is rising, it's because angels are close. They are waiting for your answer. Say it from within. I choose light. I choose to obey. I choose to return. And when you declare it, everything around you begins to shift. The shackles of delay break away. The favor that was once held back begins to pour out. Opportunities you thought were gone start to circle back to you. Even those who once forgot you will begin to remember your name again. My beloved, this isn't fantasy. This is divine timing. But do not minimize this instant, because heaven's patience is not without limits. You can't continue praying for blessings while making room for betrayal. You can't keep pleading for miracles while tolerating manipulation. The one who betrayed you is soon to be revealed. But before that, your soul must be cleansed of resentment. Because when God reveals the truth, He doesn't want you to rejoice in their downfall. He wants you to rise above it. He desires to elevate you to such heights that their deceit can no longer touch you. Mercy still remains, but the doorway is narrowing. That's why you've received this message now, not a day earlier or later. Heaven arranged every pause, every scroll, every click to land you right here in this very second, because this is your defining moment. You were never destined to remain broken. You were meant to be reborn through this awakening. And yes, God's anger is real, but His mercy is even greater. He may correct you firmly, but He will also restore you fully. He will take away what was false and replace it with truth. My child, listen with care. In the next several hours, you may feel uneasy. You might experience spiritual tension, even restlessness in your dreams. Do not be afraid. This is heaven purging your atmosphere. Everything hidden in the shadows near you will start to tremble, because the light of truth burns brighter than any darkness. You must be prepared for what comes next. Someone will reach out to you within 3 days. A person you wouldn't expect. Their words will seem harmless, but they carry a spiritual test. Be discerning. Listen with your spirit, not your emotions, because that conversation will determine whether the next door opens or stays shut. And when that moment arrives, recall these words. Don't you dare ignore your intuition again. Heaven will whisper once. Follow it without delay. My child, my beloved, do you feel that weight in your chest right now? That's not fear. It's conviction. It is heaven reaching into the core of your heart, shaking down the walls of denial you've built around your truth. You're standing on the brink of a divine turning point. And whether or not you see it, everything that happens next hinges on your next breath, your next decision, your next word. Heaven isn't trying to frighten you. It's trying to rescue you. For too long you've walked as if you were forgotten. But every angel knows your name. You've carried suffering you never earned, and you've tried to bury shame that was never yours to bear. But now God Himself has drawn the line. He has declared enough. Enough pretending that you're okay while your soul is bleeding. Enough avoiding His correction while asking for His blessings. My beloved, I am not here to judge you. I am here to reveal what the enemy has been hiding in your shadow. You assume your mistake was minor, but in the spiritual realm, it opened a doorway, and that entrance allowed something unholy to draw close to your blessing. You questioned why your peace was fading, why your dreams turned heavy, why everything you touched kept stalling. It wasn't by accident, it was a consequence. But don't be afraid, my child. The same one who rebukes also restores. Heaven's anger does not signal the conclusion of your story. It marks the beginning of your redemption. God isn't upset because you failed. He's upset because you gave up the fight. You stopped praying right when your breakthrough was near. You silenced your faith when heaven was about to declare your victory. Listen intently. The storm surrounding you is not meant to destroy. It's meant to uncover. You'll watch faces disappear. You'll witness truth emerge with painful clarity. Don't weep when they walk away. Their exit is divine protection. Don't run after what God is removing from your life. Healing cannot happen in the same environment that caused your wounds. Heaven has inscribed your name in light, but you let voices of shame rewrite it in dust. Tonight, Archangel Michael stands before you to wipe the slate clean, to incinerate every shadow that whispered you weren't worthy, to silence every spirit that lied and said, God is finished with you. He is not done. He is starting anew. But you must not ignore this sacred calling. This moment is holy and won't repeat itself. God says, my child, I'm not angry with your heart. I'm angry with the lies you've come to believe about yourself. He saw you measuring your pain against others' blessings. He saw you question your value just because others seemed to progress faster. He saw you settling into comfort when he had called you toward greatness. Don't you understand? Every delay was crafted to protect you. Every locked door was divine shielding. Every silence was heaven saying, wait while I repair what you cannot yet see. But impatience made you speak prematurely, act impulsively, trust carelessly. And now, consequences have arrived, not to destroy you, but to wake you up. The error wasn't in trying, it was in forgetting who sent you. You leaned on human support when divine help had already been dispatched. You sought approval from those never meant to comprehend your light. In doing so, you dimmed your radiance to fit spaces you'd already outgrown. Heaven is calling you forth now because the clock has struck heaven's appointed hour. October 26th is not just another date. It is divinely marked as your day of reckoning and purification. Truth will rise, and heaven won't allow fear to make you miss your miracle. A voice close to you has been manipulating your emotions. Someone has pretended to share your burden while secretly fueling your confusion. But God has seen through the deception. And now I, Michael, have received authority to sever every false tie draining your light. Don't resist the divine separation that begins after this message. The shaking you will feel isn't chaos, it's correction. The quiet that follows isn't rejection, it's renewal. When it seems like everyone is walking away, know that heaven is clearing the path for your crown. You must not turn back at this point, because once this message reaches your soul, responsibility begins. You can no longer say, I didn't know. You must now choose, obey or delay. And every delay steals what someone else is desperately praying to receive. My beloved, open up your spirit. Angels are walking through your home even now. They are inspecting entry points, emotional openings, spiritual vulnerabilities. They're closing the gaps that your pain unknowingly exposed. You may feel sudden chills, heavy waves, or unexpected tears. That's heaven purifying your space. This divine correction is not a punishment, it's a healing. But surrender is required. The divine cannot repair what you insist on justifying. There's something you're clinging to that heaven has repeatedly asked you to release. A person, a past event, a regret, a promise never meant for you to carry. Let it go before midnight, and you'll feel what true power is when it returns to where it belongs. Do you remember praying, God, just give me one more sign? This is that sign, the final one, the very confirmation your soul cried out for. The court of heaven has already assembled. Your case has been reviewed. The verdict isn't destruction, it's redirection. God says, tell my child I am still on their side, but they must not test my patience again. You're stepping into a sacred space now. The winds surrounding your life are changing. You may lose people, but your purpose will find you. You may cry, but you'll discover truth. And once truth settles, what looked like loss will be replaced with divine repayment. You are chosen, but those who are chosen must first be corrected before they are crowned. If heaven had ignored you, then you'd have reason to worry. But the fact you're being warned is proof of how deeply you are loved. The higher the calling, the more intense the correction. Don't confuse pain with punishment. It is heaven's instrument, removing the toxins that threaten your purpose. And yes, it's painful, but only momentarily. When the light breaks through, the very spot where you once bled will begin to shine. Soon you'll realize that this divine anger is actually love wearing a different face. Because without this intervention, you would have settled for a story far smaller than the purpose destined for you. My child, my beloved, stay with me in this moment. Don't rush it. Allow these words to seep into the deepest parts of your soul, because heaven is watching as your heart softens again. Even now, angels are recording this exact moment in your book, the instant you turned back toward the light. You can feel it, can't you? That quiet stir in your chest. It's not fear. It's your spirit recognizing divine truth. You are standing right in the center of mercy. Don't let guilt whisper that it's too late for you. Don't let shame lie and say God's patience has expired. If it were truly too late, you wouldn't be reading this right now. The very fact that your eyes have found these lines is proof that the gates of restoration remain open. Heaven declares, I correct you because I love you. I shake you because I am rescuing you. And though it feels like everything is being stripped away, what's actually happening is God reclaiming what darkness temporarily borrowed. The enemy believed you would crumble under pressure, but you're not breaking. You're being born anew. Look at how far you've come already. You endured what was meant to silence your voice. You weathered storms that should have erased your faith entirely. You walked through dark nights while angels watched in reverence, seeing your determination not to fully let go. And for that, heaven is proud of you. But now it's time to go further. You can no longer live in the middle ground between fear and faith. This message isn't here to make you tremble. It's here to make you choose. You can't continue asking for divine peace while welcoming chaos. You can't pray for clarity while holding on to confusion. There's a door in your spirit that's been sealed for far too long. Behind that door are the miracles you thought were lost forever. Only repentance, true, humble repentance, can open it, not the kind that apologizes out of fear, but the kind that says, I'm ready, out of love. My beloved, speak this softly within. I return to the light that has always called me. I choose truth instead of comfort. I choose healing over hiding. I choose surrender over pride. Do you feel that weight lifting as you say those words? That's heaven reacting instantly. That's your soul aligning once again with divine timing. Now, focus closely, for what comes next is sacred. Someone in your life has been working against you spiritually. They smile when you're near, but speak negativity when you're not. They aren't more powerful than you, but your silence gave them space to keep going. Today, you must revoke that access. When you pray this evening, call your power back. Declare aloud, every word spoken against me, I send back in light. Every hidden curse masked as concern, I burn away in divine fire. You'll sense a shift immediately. You might feel warmth wash over you or hear a subtle ringing in your ears. That's your atmosphere being cleared. You have no idea how close you are to full reversal. In the next 7 nights, what was lost will begin to rise again. The blessings, the favor, the heavenly connections. But to receive these gifts, you must remain in divine order. You must stop returning to places where God has already moved on. You can offer forgiveness and still walk away. You can love without holding on. You can grieve and still keep growing. Don't mix compassion with captivity. You are never meant to carry everyone else's pain. You are made to carry divine light. Those who laughed at your quiet seasons will soon witness your restoration. The same ones who mocked your spiritual journey will ask you to pray for them. But when that happens, don't brag. Just remember, this is what grace truly looks like. God's anger was never revenge. It was meant to bring you back to awareness. He wanted you to remember your identity and your divine belonging. And now that you've remembered, He can finally begin to move freely in your life. The heavens are shifting. Beloved, the assembly of angels is ready to close your old file and open a new divine decree in your name. This new decree carries promises of restoration, redemption, and reward. But it will only be finalized if you choose to walk in obedience starting right now.